All right, welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon on there, Brian the Grizzly over here, and we're gonna review Venom: The Last Dance, the third in the trilogy of the Venom trilogy. So full spoilers. We're gonna talk about everything. So if you haven't seen it yet, pause this video and go check that out. And after you do, come and check this video out of us talking about it. But before we get into our likes and dislikes and our ratings, Brian, you got a synopsis of what this one is about?
I'm just gonna let you guys know he doesn't mean any of that. Just wait to his review. He just said all that. He doesn't mean any of it. But for the synopsis, we'll go. Eddie Brock and Venom must make devastating decisions as they are pursued by mysterious military man and alien monsters from Venom's home world. That's what happens. But he doesn't mean anything he just said. We're gonna let Brandman talk about this stuff and break down his first thoughts. Don't trust that man. Trust me.
What you like about this one, man? Get out of here.
Well, it's on brand for in terms of what to expect if you're familiar with the Venom movies, with the two before it. So it's kind of more of the same as far as I'm concerned. I thought, Tom Hardy still does good in the role, as he always does. I think that, the dynamic between him and Venom is still pretty entertaining. I thought alongside him they had some good new additions acting wise. Juno Temple, who I like in everything she shows up in. Chiwetel, however you say his name, I'm not even going to butcher it.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to take your word for it if that's how you say it. Rhys Ifans was in it, which didn't expect to see him show up. And, the action scenes were pretty good. And I like that it kind of, without spoiling too much, had kind of like, it kind of wrapped things up, like just enough, I think. So, there were some things that I was good with. Like I said, the most standout thing being it was on brand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about you, Brian? What you like about it?
I kind of talked about this on Thursday, guys. So in the first hour, the 15 minutes that we saw there for the trailers was pretty cool. The Venom, we are Venom, and all the other stuff, and him eating the heads off the gangsters and all that stuff. That was cool. Fine. Whatever. Then there's like 45 minutes of blah, 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 whatever. And then we get to another half an hour of the end fighting. That was really, really cool. I think they did a cool job with it. If you don't like what they did with Venom, they're not going to change, directions. So if you didn't like the first two directions, Venom, you're not going to like this one. That's just what it is. But they're going to continue to go the same direction. Still a little bit too silly, but I did like, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I thought that he was cool. I liked that they started right off with the bartender, so it's like we didn't miss any time. There were some really cool things. I think the idea of Knull was cool because they didn't ruin it. They did nothing. So that's what they did. They did so very little that they couldn't ruin the character. So I thought that was kind of cool too. Overall, I thought it was good enough of a movie to be okay. if that's good enough, good enough of a movie just to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let the hate.
Listen, begin. I got a few likes. Pretty much it was the end. Like the action was a pretty solid action scene at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics were good. They're not all just
you could tell
blobs. You could tell the difference. I thought the symbiotes looked cool. I'll definitely give that. I thought they all had their own unique look, and color scheme, which they kind of do in the comic books. So I thought that was pretty well done, and the action was pretty good. But like Brandman said, it's more of the same. However you feel about 1 and 2, you're probably gonna feel about number 3. Most people. There are a few people where you know, but for the most part, it's more of the same for me. And then Rex, who the guys you were talking about. I don't want to murder his name, but
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
there you go, Chiwetel Ejiofor. I need to relearn his name because he's an amazing actor. Like,
He's in everything.
Really
He's
yeah,
in everything. Like,
yeah,
he's been in the MCU
really
4
good.
times.
Yeah. But he, because like I said in the first 2 movies, I'm like, I feel like the only person that gave a shit was Tom Hardy. They brought in other people that like actually cared. He was good. Him as Rex. He played that hot-headed, quick-tempered, like military person that we've seen in a lot of different movies. But he played it pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for my likes.
He's like, and my likes, it ended.
Oh man. All right, let's get into our dislikes. Brandman, what didn't you like about Venom 3?
I'm not sure if it was just me or not, but for a movie called Venom, it was surprisingly light on Venom. It kind of seemed like he just wasn't in it as much as the first 2 movies, or kind of that he didn't do as much as he did in the first 2 movies. It also kind of seemed less kind of concerned with the current movie and more concerned with setting up whatever they plan on doing with Knull down the line, whatever that may be, rather than focusing on the now. It also kind of went into cliche territory with Chiwetel's character, just the cliche hot-headed stick up his ass military general character.
That's only in every movie.
Every time there's a
all the
military
Fantastic Fours, anything to do with any military, you got one of those.
Yeah, even the obsessive scientist who's obsessed with science because of a traumatic event from their childhood. We have that. And I guess with the final battle, it was cool to see more symbiotes, but it just kind of felt like they came out of nowhere and were there just for the sake of going big.
How are you, Brian?
I mean, I didn't hate it. I thought the writing was subpar overall. I thought the idea of Dr. Teddy Payne, having the arm, that she couldn't use, and then having Reese Ifans in it, being because he was the lizard, and they also had no arm. I thought that was kind of like a little bit on the nose. Like the
I didn't even think about that.
were exactly the same character.
I didn't even think about that.
I thought that was hilarious, but whatever, it is. That's something small that I mean, for me, I thought that was stupid, but just that. I mean, and then the whole, Tom Hardy as Venom, as Eddie Brock is just very silly. It was very silly. A lot of outplaced. The family that he meets took too much out of the movie. Why is that half of the movie? Like, why am I there 45 minutes talking about this family? That was too much. And it was almost like they didn't have any more ideas, and then they had to do something. So I really didn't enjoy that as much. But the fight at the end was great. It really was. But I agree. They didn't explain why would they've never used these symbiotes if they know that they release the symbiotes. Like, I didn't understand. So the symbiotes, they say, it degrades without a body, but those were always there for such a long time. There's a lot of questioning. Like, you really did not write this very well. You did not read comic books enough to understand that this is going to be a problem overall. You can't say something in one scene and the next scene say, well, we got these 4 symbiotes that's been here for like 7 years. What?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand what was going on with that. But it was still a lot of action. It's what I thought it was going to be. So, I wasn't upset, and I thought the final give me some good action and not destroying Knull, which was my biggest concern going into this movie. Them destroying the character of Knull. I think Knull is going to be a very cool 2010 evil that can go on with the MCU. So it was important that you didn't, destroy the character. Even though I really didn't like the fact that you didn't see his face to the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was just stupid.
And credit. It wasn't even at the end. Yeah, and credit.
Briefly,
credit, I should say.
That was my other thing. There wasn't nearly enough Knull.
Yeah, but no, I don't want them to have it. I don't want Sony to play with Knull. So I have no problem with it. But it's just, you can show me his face. Yeah, it's not you doing anything. So that's probably my bads.
That it or anything else?
Oh, we left the time, all the stage for you. Go ahead.
Oh my god, man. So like both of you guys said how the symbiotes were cool at the end, right? And even I said that. Love them. They instantly freaking turn them all into like goo. Like you here's these cool characters, right? They all look cool. We spent a lot of time in designing them. They all have their unique looks, and they all get sucked up, turned into mulch. Like what? Like
only 3 of them got turned into mulch and
all
Jello.
of them did. The only one that didn't was the one that Teddy got. I don't even know which one that one was. And technically Venom didn't get turned into mulch, but but yeah, I was like, what? It's like they all die, like all of them, really. So I mean, the plot on this is the thinnest plot you can ever get to. Like in the part that
Madam Web?
Oh my god, that was. I mean, that's why I'm like, it's not as bad. Like there is no plot in Madam Web. This is like this super thin, where if you touch it, it might melt. Like it's that thin, But like the part that got me was like, so you see these monsters on the airplane, legit hides and jumps off an airplane to get away from them. What after the stupid road trip with the hippies, we go to Vegas, and did Venom just forget? Hey, if I fully transform, they're gonna find us. But I gotta dance. I was like, what? What the?
Yeah.
I was like,
seriously,
bro, like you just jumped off the plane because you were afraid of this thing, but you're like, you know what? Miss Chen's here. I gotta dance. It was like, one, why is Miss Chen there? Makes no damn sense. Like she was just in there. Like all of it was just a plot device to get Venom captured. And it felt cheap. It felt like just rushed. It felt just bad. It was like,
you're obviously not a dancer. Do you not understand? You hear the music going, you gotta dance.
What was it? No, it wasn't. It wasn't
it was
ABBA. I forgot what song it was. Yeah, but
me too.
It was a bad choice of song too.
Yeah. Oh my god, but him just dancing there, with Mrs. Chen, it was just like, what the hell did they do to this character? What did they do to Venom? Like they turned he's just a joke.
But that's always there though. This is the same thing that we've already had. So it's the same character for all 3 movies. So that's what it didn't bother me because I already knew what was going to happen.
Didn't it, each time you did a Venom movie, you had a chance to make him be Venom, make him be badass, but instead you doubled down and you made him like
they didn't. And then
my problem,
they tripled down.
Oh, tripled down. Yeah, I never felt the evilness of Knull. I don't think I think they tailed it in the beginning a little bit, but but then it's a good thing for Knull in the future. But for this movie, it kind of like you don't have a good villain. With that all down, let's get into our ratings. Brandman, what are you giving Venom 3? A now, a later, or a never?
This is very easily a later. It's nothing you really need to rush out to see. The only reason really I ran out to see it was because we were going to talk about it. Otherwise, I would have just waited until it was on FX or something. When there was nothing else on. And you should watch this if there's nothing else on and you have chores to do or something like that and you just need background noise. It's very much a nothing of a movie. Even, and there were some shining points in it. Like I said, I liked that they kind of gave it a definitive end as far as Tom Hardy's potentially concerned. it just didn't really strive to be anything, which is interesting even by the standards of this franchise.
Mhm.
You know, it was, I thought the same thing that I did of the first two. Like, it's fine. I'll put it on. You know, so
Put it
yeah,
on the
this is
TV.
a later.
Okay. What are you, Brian?
It's a later for me. I didn't love any part of it, but I hated Let There Be Carnage because I love Carnage, and they did the worst job with Carnage I've ever seen any movie do. Like, I hate Let There Be Carnage more than I hate Madam Web. That's how much I hate Let There Be Carnage, and that because it hurts me more. I'm affected more.
Mhm.
So that, you know, but I thought this was fine. You know, I think there's more in there that we could dive into. Something that I saw. So the second post credit, when you saw the bartender, whatever,
Mhm.
come in, it seemed like he was left in the void. That's what it looked like. The terrain and all that stuff was the void. And I was thinking maybe a symbiote got in with him in the void.
Mhm.
So that's a cool thing that you can like have mixed with Deadpool and Wolverine, maybe with Blade and Gambit and all that. Maybe that's a connection, or maybe it's just something that we can find out later. So I think that they had good parts of it. I just don't think you have to watch this in the movie theater. Like literally, this is more of a, if it's on TNT, I'll leave it on. If it's on FX, I won't turn away. I'll just let let it play as I read my book or play my game on my phone. That's the quality of movie it is. It's a later.
I like neither of you said rent it or something like that. Like, rent it at home on Fender. You're like, wait way later until it's free on TV. It's like,
I ain't spending money on it. I already spent money. That's enough right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, whenever it shows up on FX.
Exactly.
When they play the trilogy on repeat all weekend.
Oh no, I ain't said the trilogy. Oh well, that's
Well, I mean, they'll probably do that. Oh man. Yeah, for me, if you would like the first one or the second one or both, you'll probably like this one. For those people, I would still say later. For everyone else, this is a never, man. I mean, the little bit of action at the end was good. It's not good enough to like waste time watching this thing, man. Like I didn't need to hear, Venom seeing, it was a Major Tom. Like I'm good. Like it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's a lot of things in here where it's like, what, and they had a chance after the first one was passable. I didn't love it, but I was like, okay, well, let's see what you do with it. And then, like Brian said, Carnage was just complete trash, and I'm like, and then this one's slightly better, slightly, just
No,
because
this
like
had
no one's wearing a bad
35
wig.
good minutes of stuff. Carnage got 3. And I'm not even sure
Got
what
3.
3. I think it's the opening roll of credits and the end roll. That's it.
And put this. And Kyle said, Tank is saying this is a musical at this point. You know what? This is probably more of a musical than Joker was. Because at least we got dancing and singing. Oh man. Nah, overall, man, it's a never for me, man. It was bad. It looked cool. I'll give it. The graphics were on point. That's our thoughts for the Venom The Last Dance. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about it. I know this was maybe a little bit longer because I went on my hate rant with it. But leave a comment. Let us know what you think about Venom The Last Dance. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Maybe you liked all the singing and dancing and stuff like that. But let us know your thoughts. Make sure you guys hit that like button down there and hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. We're trying to get to 2,000 before the end of the year. So every subscriber helps us out, and we appreciate all you guys coming in, checking us out on the replay. But if you are live, stick around because we're going to finish things up for the night.